Union Minister of State for the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship today unveiled 30 entrepreneurship development centers across the northeastern region at the Northeast Skill Development and Entrepreneurship Conclave 2024 at IIM Shillong. The conclave marked the launch of a landmark initiative to establish 30 entrepreneurship development centers and 4 incubation centers across the northeastern states under the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. In his address, the Union Minister of State expressed satisfaction with the presentations made by various northeastern states, noting the diverse approaches to skill development in the region. He emphasized that while some ideas presented were simplistic, the collective passion and understanding that skilling is a crucial challenge was evident among all participants. The minister underscored the importance of moving forward collectively alongside government machinery to shape India's future over the next 25 years. He highlighted the role of innovative ideas in addressing skilling challenges and pointed out that the Northeast requires a tailored approach as the region faces distinct infrastructural limitations, calling for specialized strategies to develop its skill and entrepreneurship landscape.
I have learned a lot today. I'm very enthused to see the attitude, the commitment, and there were new ideas. मैं यहाँ सुझाव देने नहीं आया, मैं तो सुझाव लेने आया। नॉर्थ ईस्ट के हमारे लोग सुन चुके हैं प्रधानमंत्री, पहले एक्ट ईस्ट था, पहले लुक ईस्ट था, फिर एक्ट ईस्ट हुआ। अब क्या करना है? फर्स्ट, नॉर्थ ईस्ट इज फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट एंड बात दैट इज व्हाट द गवर्नमेंट and northeast does require different approach. Infrastructure gap है। तो मैं यहाँ आया हूँ, मुझे अलग अलग आइडिया सुनने को मिले। हमारे दोस्त त्रिपुरा के जो आए हैं, उन्होंने अभी चार्ज लिया है सिक्किम के देश त्रिपुरा। यस, आई वाज इम्प्रेस्ड। ही गिव मी न्यू आइडिया कि स्वच्छ भारत का अवार्ड करते हैं, व्हाई नॉट मोटिवेट पीपल, वी कैन हैव अनलीश अ कॉम्पिटिटिव एनवायरनमेंट। I was very happy to see some of the presentations spoke about India skill. As we know, it was sort of ad hoc. We received a lot of cooperation from states who organized those tournaments from the district level up. तब जाके हमारी टीम बन पाई समझ, वरना टीम नहीं भेज पाते। और टीम गई है, और प्रधानमंत्री जी ने वर्धा की जमीन से उसका जिक्र किया। He brought the country's attention that we are all talking about Olympics and we should. But also here is a competitive platform which is the best way to benchmark our skills, to compete with 70 topmost countries and tell them our skills are on power. Our young people can win and compete with you at the very best level, at the global scale. There's no better way. He has brought visibility to the event. My ministry is working to formalize because हर 2 साल में होता है, अगली बार चाइना में होगा, उसके बाद जापान में होगा 4 साल। We need to work backwards from that. And I want the cooperation of all the state bodies, the ministries, our ministers, state governments, that let's look at really revitalizing our own internal protocols and how we approach this. ये ad hoc event नहीं है, ये हमारे calendar का हिस्सा है. We already know when it is going to be organized. So let's start re-engineering our entire process and calendar, move accordingly, let's make a scheme. We were also proposed to make a scheme at the central level. We have also tried to support you. Even state governments can make their own scheme. Let's make champions out of our competitors. Why can't our Kendriya Vidyalayas, our top CBSE schools, when they host an annual function, let them call a PM Vishwakarma master trainer, felicitate them. Let them call a young sports person, felicitate them. Let them call someone who's represented India at World Skills in Lyon 24, and tell the children, this is from your community, she's from your community. From Meghalaya, in beauty, we have a contestant who won. Sorry, Assam. Yeah, Barman, with Miss Barman. Pritisha Barman. वो इंग्लिश में बारमैन लिखा हुआ था मैंने। Pritisha Barman. Let's tell people in Assam they are all proud of her. So I think many things that need to be done. Some of these ideas we're going to take, we're going to look at it. We need more deeper cooperation. I want all my ministers to stand up to the chief minister and say, sir, budget बढ़ाइए। हमारे आगे बात रखी कि इंस्ट्रक्टर अच्छे होने चाहिए, तनख्वाह उनकी अच्छी होनी चाहिए, जो आप मास्टर्स को स्केल दे रहे हैं, एजुकेशन सिस्टम में जो आप स्केल्स दे रहे हैं, और फ्लेक्सी पे ही कर लीजिए। सबको पक्की नौकरी नहीं दे पा रहे हैं, आउटसोर्सिंग भी हो रही है, डोमेन नॉलेज वाले लोग हायर भी करने हैं गवर्नमेंट को। ये भी एक इम्पेरेटिव हो गया कि आप एआई स्किल्स की बात कर रहे हो, तो आपके पुराने एम्प्लॉयज आपको कैसे सिखाते हैं? यू नीड टू गेट द बेस्ट टैलेंट आउट। I need to incentivize them. Maybe there's a flexibility model where you say, okay, you are running this, you're a director of this IIT, depending on your affiliation to the industry, depending on your placement record, depending on your capacity to run trades, ये आपके पे से अतिरिक्त हम इतना इंसेंटिव आपको दे सकते हैं। So many out of the box ideas need to be thought of. There are no simple solutions. There's not one solution that will work in Assam that will also work in Sikkim. There is no guarantee that it will. I take on board the suggestion that we need to have flexible approach. We need to empower our state bodies. Sports Council was a great idea. इस तरह की और इंडस्ट्री बॉडीज भी हैं और ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं, उनको हम गूगल सेक्टर भी दे सकते हैं। एनसीबीटी भी इन्फॉर्म प्रोसेस में लगातार काम कर रही तेजी से, उनको भी आई विल कीप पुशिंग एंड प्रोडिंग देम।
During the event, Labour Minister Shaklayar Warjuri highlighted a critical issue facing rural students enrolled in industrial training institutes. He mentioned introducing hostel facilities for ITI students from far-flung villages who find it challenging to travel long distances to attend classes.
When we talk about ITIs, specifically there's a scheme, the creation of ITI scheme. So what I found in our own state, where we have various ITIs in our state, whereas what I've seen is because our state is the area we operate in the state, whereas there are few ITIs which are located in Shillong itself, which is centrally located, there's a lot of enrollment. But there are few ITIs which are located far away from Shillong, which becomes very difficult for students to travel to enroll in those ITIs. So these ITIs that are away from the Shillong city area, what we have found is we have very less enrollment, and when I had the review meeting of with my officers, what we have found is they are facing a lot of issues of traveling because of the distance. So let's say the ITI is located in one area, and certain villages are located in the villages that are around it. It takes them to about 20 to 30 kilometers to reach the ITIs. So it becomes very difficult for them to enroll in these ITIs because most of the students who enroll in these ITIs are students who come from not going to background family. So it's difficult for them to travel. So what we have decided and what we have spoken was there is the need of the hour to have hostels within the ITI campus. So I don't know if there's put in within the scheme to allow states to utilize this upgradation of an ITI scheme, and maybe we can have certain hostels in this ITI, whereas like I said, sir, it is difficult for our students to travel from locations to which they reside. So I hope, sir, within this scheme that we can submit proposals where we can construct hostels for these students. So yes, we have spoken a lot about scaling presentations that all the states that I have shown the scaling that I have done in the respective states. I applaud each and everyone's dedication and hard work and the effort that they put in. But it's the one objective which I believe the main objective of all of us, where we have these scaling programs or we have this entrepreneur program. Our main objective is to generate employment for youth. Where in this generation now, I believe not only in our country but in the entire world, one of the main problems that we face is unemployment. And as of now, we have so many educated but unemployed people. And the main objective is to employ all these youth through these skilling programs or through these entrepreneurship programs. Maybe we employ them, through various industries and all that, or maybe they become self-employed. So what I want to stress is also, yes, of course, skilling is one part, but we have to make sure that the main objective is to generate employment. For skilling, like I said, in order to reach that point to employ, skilling is one of the factors that we have to really stress upon. So I believe that through all these skilling programs that we have, initiatives of the central government and the amount, the budget session, last budget session, where they have allocated that much amount for skilling, so that we have a positive mindset and we are dedicated that skilling we can employ all our youths. So like I said, but one of the things that I just want to submit in this program is that when the central government they come up with certain schemes, and this has been said by one of the ministers, that the guidelines that they have structured for the let's say for UP or for Delhi cannot be the same guidelines for our state as well. So I would really request that for the northeastern states we have different sort of guidelines, and maybe we can relax those guidelines a bit, so that we as northeastern states can feel the ITI schemes as well. And sir, when we talk about the funding, I just want to request that when we are in northeastern states and we need to 90% and not 1730, and for allowing the certain amount of the scheme, that at least 30% of the amount can be allowed for construction of, for the construction of ITIs or maybe new ITIs as well. Because at the end of the day, I believe without proper infrastructure, we cannot achieve the objectives that we have.